I'll be honest, I wasn't even sure I was going to be using this thing as much as I have been, but after spending some real time with the SuperBox S7 Pro, I actually have some thoughts, both good and not so good. So in this video, I want to walk with you through the setup process, some of the new features, the apps I personally use, and whether or not I think this thing is actually worth it. So if you're unfamiliar with the SuperBox S7 Pro, it's essentially an entertainment box that plugs directly into your TV and runs on Android 12. It supports 4K content and comes with 32 gigabytes of storage, which honestly for most people will probably be enough. Now, if you're somebody who wants more storage, you may want to look at something like the S7 Max or the S7 Ultra, depending on what you are looking for. One thing I did notice right away compared to the previous versions is the actual hardware has changed. Instead of the older USB-A port, they're now moved over to the USB-C, which honestly just feels more modern and a little more future-proof. First time setup. Let's talk about it because I think this is something people should know up front. Once you get the SuperBox connected and you go through the basic setup, you're first going to see a disclaimer screen and then you'll land on the actual home screen. Now, one thing that caught me off guard at first is that you'll actually need to manually download their app store through the link they provide. So if you're expecting everything to be there already, just know that there is one extra step involved in this whole process. Now, it's not hard, but it's something worth mentioning because I think that can confuse first-time users. One of the biggest updates on the S7 Pro is actually the new main screen layout, which I personally think feels cleaner and easier to navigate. Another big feature is something called Time Shift, which allows you to go back and watch content from up to 7 days prior. Now, personally, I haven't really used that feature much myself, but if you're somebody who watches a lot of sports, live TV, or tends to miss shows, I could definitely see how that would be super useful. Now, let's talk about the apps because this is where I spend most of my time. The ones I personally find myself using the most are definitely going to be the Blue apps. Blue VOD, which is the one I use on a regular basis. You got the Blue TV, which is another solid option. You got your Blue Playback, which I don't really use as much. There's also some gray apps included, which I personally don't use much, but one thing I did find out is if you want to access those, you'll usually need a VPN set to the United States. Otherwise, it may not allow you to get in. Outside of that, you still have the standard apps like Netflix, Disney Plus, and other familiar streaming services. But honestly, for me personally, the Blue apps are the ones I end up sticking to. So after actually using the S7 Pro, here are the things that stood out to me. Number one, conveniency. Having everything in one place honestly just makes life a lot easier. Instead of constantly bouncing around every single app trying to figure out where something is, it feels a lot more centralized. Number two is the potential lowering subscription cost. And let's be honest, subscriptions add up. Netflix, Disney Plus, sports packages, before you know it, you're spending a decent amount every single month. Depending on how you use the SuperBox and what you're currently paying for, I could definitely see this helping some people cut back. Now, to keep this review honest, I do have one small con. One thing I do wish it was a little better at is being able to preview a trailer before committing to something. Sometimes you're scrolling trying to figure out what to watch, and having a quick trailer option would honestly make the experience better, but not a huge deal breaker by any means, just something that I personally noticed. So the final verdict. So would I actually recommend the SuperBox S7 Pro? Honestly, I think it depends on what you're looking for. If you want something that centralized content, simplifies the viewing experience, and potentially helps reduce how many subscriptions you have, I can definitely see this being a big value to you. I also think this could be really useful for parents or family members who don't want to constantly jump between a bunch of different streaming apps as well. Overall, I ended up using this way more than I originally had expected, and hopefully this video gave you a real world perspective of what it's actually like to use it. And I'll link it down below in the descriptions, and as always, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.